Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year to everyone. This is a day that has many titles throughout the history of the church, and of course, it coincides, with the secular calendar day, the first day of the year, New Year's Day. This is also the 8th day of the octave of Christmas, the last day of the octave of Christmas. It's on the traditional calendar called the Feast of the Circumcision of the Lord. But then I guess the council fathers thought that might feel a little awkward to talk about the first thing of the year, so we changed it to Solemnity of Mary, Mother of God, to focus on Mary under this beautiful title of the Mother of God. But I do think it's important, and the reading has remained the same, to acknowledge some things about the original Feast of the Circumcision. First things is that it literally happened 8 days after Christmas, after the birth of Jesus. That's when Jewish males were given the sign of the covenant. It's the first bloodshed of the Lord for his people, marking his humanity, showing that he is going to live a life as our lives often are, marked with trials, hardship, and pain. It's also the day that the child is named. And the name Jesus, Yeshua in Hebrew, means Yahweh saves. So God's gift of salvation, in a sense, is announced to the world, but here it had already been announced by the heralds of angels. And so the church invites us today to reflect on Mary under the title of Mother of God. Mary's rightly called Mother of God. We don't just call her the Mother of Jesus. The church settled this in the 4th century at the Council of Ephesus, where we had Nestorius saying that we could only call Mary rightly Mother of Jesus, but recognizing that Jesus is the eternal Godhead. Jesus didn't suddenly become divine one day, that God himself took flesh in the womb of Our Lady. So she is rightly called Mother of God, or we say in Greek, Theotokos. Theotokos. In fact, if you go to any of the Eastern churches, that's how they refer to Mary, the Blessed Theotokos, the God-bearer. And the church also names this day the World Day of Prayer for Peace, for peace. And there certainly is a lot of peace to pray for. And wasn't that the greeting of the shepherds to the angels, right? Peace on earth to those of good will. And so today we join Mary. We join Mary in presenting Jesus as we offer this sacrifice, the once and for all sacrifice of Jesus offered here. We're presenting God himself. God himself is acting, offering himself to us in this moment for our salvation. That the same God incarnate in the womb of the Virgin Mary, the same God who shed his blood for our salvation, the same God who announced his salvation to the world, is made present here for us. And today we also pray for a peace that the world cannot bring, that only Jesus can bring. And so think about this concept today, that as much as we honor Our Lady, and we should honor Our Lady, have a deep Marian devotion, I think, is a part of the faith life of any good Catholic. But everything that's given to Mary, in a sense, is given to you and me. The Mother of God, the Theotokos, the God-bearer, had carried in her body the very God-made man. And that same God-made man unites his flesh to ours today through this sacrament of the Holy Eucharist, meaning that you and I, in a sense, become Theotokos. We become God-bearers to the world. And we need to be God-bearers in the world, for it's only through God's grace, only through God's might, only through our obedience to God's will that this world will ever have true and lasting peace.